Hey guys, this is Art Shrihari from My New York Guy, and we are here with Shrihari Sathe, who is a wonderful, wonderful filmmaker, New York City-based filmmaker from our own New York City, and it's a wonderful film coming out, Thousand Rupee Note, which is releasing.
It's releasing September 23rd at Village East Cinemas.
September 23rd. So make sure you catch the film, and it's amazing. It's a story about a woman. You want to just give us a 20-second pitch about the film?
Sure. The film is about a poor old woman in a small village in central India who at a local political rally gets a few thousand rupees from this politician to go vote for him. And she goes to the nearby market town to go shopping with her neighbor, but fate has other plans for them.
Cool. It has a lot of unexpected twists and turns, and it's really funny too in several ways. They're all very emotional, so you should totally watch it. Now let's talk about you. You are a New York-based filmmaker. You've been in New York for what, 11 years now, and you're a Columbia graduate, and you teach at Columbia now.
Yeah.
Did I get all that right?
Yes.
Cool. Tell me your most favorite and least favorite thing about New York City, and be as brutal as you can.
I like the most favorite thing about New York City is, I guess, the people. I really like the diversity of people here. The diversity of the city is pretty great. The least favorite thing about New York City, I guess, is how crowded it is. So if you look at what I mean.
Cool. So, what role does New York City play in your creativity? I mean, you've decided to stay here, and you're making films here, and you're making not just American films but international films here. But what role does New York City play?
I mean, I think like New York City, the art community or the filmmaking community here is very attuned to my sensibilities as a filmmaker as well, and there's a lot of great support system and collaboration between different writers and directors and artists. And while I'm making films here, I also travel internationally, and I meet to other film festivals and institutes, and I do guest lectures at various universities. For me, it's a good way to sort of keep a pulse on what is going on in the industry, not just in the US, but also internationally. And the independent film hub in the US is New York.
Right, that is very true. What's your any films that you've seen recently? What's your favorite films in general and favorite actors?
I mean, it's kind of hard as a filmmaker. It's very tough to get a chance to see movies, which is quite ironic. But in the last couple of days, I was actually in Halifax in Canada, and I saw Maudie, which was about a local folk artist from the Nova Scotia region in Halifax with Sally Hawkins and Ethan Hawke, and I thought that was quite a special film. And then I also like big blockbuster films like Mad Max, which was pretty amazing when that came out.
Any favorite TV shows?
TV shows, I'm a fan of The Wire, which is a slightly older show, but in recent times I really like Stranger Things, which is a very interesting mix of Guillermo del Toro and Spielberg-esque vibe, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, kind of this whole era of stuff that we grew up with.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
So yeah, it is definitely a beautiful show. So leading to TV and films, what's your thought on diversity connected to South Asians in Hollywood TV and films, and because I think it's as beautiful a time as it could have been ever right now, with Priyanka Chopra here, Aziz Ansari, Mindy Kaling, people are left and right just raised. You see a lot of guys in there breaking in, but which is good, but there is of course.
I mean, I think in film and TV for a long time, basically South Asians was stereotyped as taxi drivers or bodega owners or store clerks. But I think in the last couple of years, that role has starting to change because not just in the US, I think internationally, the television and film industry is slowly starting to be global, and they're catering to global audiences with the advent of like Netflix or Amazon. They're creating content for worldwide audiences. So I think having positive representation or major roles for South Asians is a really good thing. And shows like Quantico or Master of None or Mindy Kaling show, I think, are showcasing and providing that platform to South Asian filmmakers and artists to be able to provide content for everyone.
Yeah, no, absolutely they are, and they're opening doors for others like
Mm-hmm.
us who are looking to get it, because now they're working already, so you
Mhm.
can see them represented, which I think is beautiful. And what's your advice as as a working filmmaker, and a working filmmaker of color, so to say, in
Mhm.
terms of diversity? I'm sure you have had your fair share of challenges.
Mhm.
So what's your advice to up and coming, aspiring filmmakers, artists, actors? What do you suggest?
I would say just mainly, basically, keep creating content, keep writing stories that you want to tell. In some ways, I've never tried to fit into a box, so I would recommend that to a lot of people, is to have your own original voice in the stories that you want to tell, and somehow there will be an audience, and you'll be able to reach that audience.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Before we let you go, one last question. If there was one film, internationally, American, Indian, worldwide, that you could make or remake, you could make, and tell me if you want to make it, or you want to remake it, which film will that be?
I mean, remakes wise, it's tough, because a lot of times, I think the filmmakers who make the films make it with their intention. I would say, instead of using the word remake, I would use the word readapt. I would like to adapt certain films to different cultures and different milieus and see how those work. In terms of making a film, like if it was a film that was a breakthrough film for me, I would have loved to make a film like Old Boy. That was by Park Chan-wook. That was something spectacular. I've never seen anything like that.
It's been remade, thankfully or not thankfully, several times.
Yeah, sure.
But yeah, it is a wonderful film. Have you seen the Indian and American version of?
I've seen all three versions.
all three
The
versions.
original is still the best.
I still think original is the best. I think I would agree with you. Thank you so much for talking with us, and congratulations on your film.
Thank you.